Welcome, everybody, to the January forecast reading. My name is Roberta Robbins, and thanks for joining me. So, as I was sitting down to prep for this reading, I always kind of sit, connect, see what it is, what areas, what aspects going on for the month or for the season, because sometimes I do zodiac season readings. And I'm doing something a little different. I always like shifting it up, and everything is shifting these days, so why not flow with it? So I usually like to give a what is going on, what's happening astrologically, numerology, the energetics, the pulse of whatever season the reading is for. So I'm going to start there, and then for the card reading itself, I'm going to be breaking it down to our themes like I typically do, energetic theme for the month, what we're working through, light and shadows of that, and then some guidance through this Venus retrograde we're in, and also Mercury retrograde, which we'll be moving into about the midpoint of January, and also moving through some cards just to show us what is divine masculine, divine feminine working through, maybe through for January. So got my notes here beside me because that's what was dropping down. So for January, we're just about, as I'm doing this recording, we're just literally a couple days out from a new year. So January is going to be a 6, moving us into a 6 energy year. The month itself will be a 7 energy month, and we're going to be starting the month on an 8 energy day. So what does that mean? I know my friends, all you guys out there that do numerology, you're like, oh, I know exactly what that's meaning, Roberta. But for those of you that don't, let's just do a little time here of what the energetics in numerology is going to feel like as we shift into this new year. So we have been going through a 5 energy year with a lot of change. 5 is about movement, about change, about freedom. It's about assessing different things, different possibilities, different information, what is feeling aligned for us, what isn't feeling aligned for us. How are we moving and processing info, wisdom that moves through us as we connect with things. So definitely 2021, a lot of movement, a lot of change, a lot of things and topics about freedom, right? So as we move into a 6 energy year, we're moving into karma, we're moving into relationships, seeking harmony and balance. So we're going to have a year of us trying to navigate, maneuver through everything that's been happening, especially in these last 2 years. But things are going to keep moving. But how do we move through it? How do we say enough of something, yes, some more? What are we ending? What are we trying to clear out? What are we trying to heal from our time now, but also especially because they're very much a karmic pattern, and we're all going to be feeling the 6 energy is for all of us. It's a collective energy for all of us. We all have our personal years, but this is the energy that's going to be moving and flowing through the collective. How do we move through collapse, different timelines, different parts of history, through this life and that we are aware of, through our own personal lives, through a collective human way of being? How do we heal and move and create the balance and harmony that we seek? What do we seek? How will we love? How will we be compassionate? How will we be in relationship? So a lot of that theme will be going on throughout the year of 2022. So January itself is a 7 energy month. And there is, how do we want to do some organization? And I always think that in 7 is a classic teacher archetype, and there's a structure and component and a layout of things of learning. And the fact that we're in still Capricorn season for a good chunk of January, Capricorn itself has that structure to it, the responsibilities, the lessons, along with this 7 energy for the month itself. So there's going to be, how are we setting up certain things? What is working? What do we need to navigate? What direction we need to go here? What direction we need to go there? So there's going to be kind of a sorting out, decision making for ourselves. Where do we take responsibility for things? There is this, how do we want to move forward? What do we want to learn from things in the past and lessons? And how do we navigate and move that forward for all of us, collectively and then personally, with the 7 energy month? And then we start this month on an 8, which is my personal favorite day because it happens to be my personal day. Energetic day is an 8, but we all start on this 8. An 8 wants mastery, wants us, how do we weave things together that we've understood, that we've walked through, that we've been taught? How do we weave it and master these parts of ourselves, our life? And what do we want to be leaving behind? Want to like forward think there in certain ways, like we're going to have, of course, forward thinking, which would be in January 1st. But what is it that we truly want? So there's going to be a lot of energy on that 1st of January of harmony, balance, what's letting go, what have I been learning, and what do I want to be leaving and expressing as I walk through the rest of this life? What's the end play, the end game, right? For things, for ourselves, but we're all going to be working with that collectively. So we start our year, of course, we're in Capricorn season. Capricorn season started on December 21st on the winter solstice when the sun entered into Capricorn, and it goes till the 19th of January, which then the sun will enter into Aquarius season. So Capricorn itself, earth sign, cardinal, feminine energy ruled by Saturn. And there is that lessons learned. It's the mountain goat, the perseverance, the can make it through anything. Actually, life lessons and things that we go through enrich us, help us to be stronger, more resilient, more in our personal power, more understanding who we are. And we move into this month also with cosmic energies and planetary movement and shifting. That's also given us a bit, thank goodness, a bit of a different energetic, not just a bit, actually, I would say a lot. There's a different energetic coming into this year than what we've been through the last 2 years. So we can be excited about that. We have a lot of things moving that are going to be focusing on how we want to go with more fulfillment, more abundance, more what we're dreaming, what's out there, more in the cosmos, spiritually and energetically, what's beyond what we're experiencing in the world, the 3D world around us. So there's a new energy and new hope that's coming through as we start this year compared to the last 2 years where we've had a much more rigid, heavy, responsible energy. What's happening? It will feel more abundant, but also a lot of choices. So in January, there's going to be this feeling of reevaluating certain things. It's going to be a great month for you if there is things that are not speaking to you, filling up your soul, if they're not things in your life that aren't giving you great happiness and joy and bliss, and that with your career, with your relationships, the way you're living, it's a great month that's going to really show you that, and an opportunity for you to be supported into moving ahead to what is. So really important to take some time to figure that out, to listen and to be honest, and that it's okay if you are shifting. It's okay if your career's moving into a new direction and you're done with certain things or certain friendships, certain relationships, of various kinds of relationships. Some are just shifting and being let go of, while other ones are coming in that bring in more support, more guidance, more nourishment for your soul. So it's going to be a fast month because 7 energy months are really fast. Time itself, we know, gosh, we've been saying it for a while, time is flying. And we are living in another time frame than we've never lived in before, where the time is truly moving differently for us. So January's going to fly by like that for all of us. So take the time, take the opportunity to really sort through and be okay. Find the ways to be grateful and okay, to be letting go of certain things, and feel what excites you as you move forward and what you're choosing next. This month is about that kind of energy, not so much of like having to get something going and moving, especially in business and that, and pushing forward. It's kind of setting up, getting very clear, and so that you can have some movement happen when February comes along. So retrograde is going to talk about 2. So Venus is in retrograde already, happened to go retrograde in December on the 19th, and doesn't go direct to the 29th, the end of January. And Mercury will go retrograde on the 14th and going direct on February 3rd. So we have Venus retrograde. So Venus, let me talk about Venus a little bit here. So Venus, planet of love and beauty and sensuality and relationships, love, if I haven't erased that. It sits in the home place of Taurus, of things of comfort and luxury at home. And so there's a bit of a review happening right now. Anytime anything's in a retrograde, there's a slowdown, there's wanting to review, something comes up in the energetics of that planet to kind of help us. And then it being in retrograde in Capricorn, we're just going to have very Capricorn themes within Venus being retrograde. So all the themes what I said with Venus is in the energetics with Capricorn. So Capricorn, right? Like that structure, the stability, the security, the home. There's some similar little things that happen there because of Venus connecting with Taurus energy. Taurus is another earth sign. Capricorn is an earth sign, like I said. So these things that of body, of what's around us, of the 3D realm, of us physically, the security of connecting to earth and what we have and home and place and how we are living. And then with love, highlight of love and relationships. So it's a time to just listen. Things will be coming up. You'll want to reflect, want to evaluate those things so that when it goes direct Venus, we can have movement in a different way from what this time period has been, for it to give you an opportunity to just fine tune. Mercury retrograde, all about usually communication, right? Mercury is ruling 2 planets, is planet ruling 2 signs, which is Gemini and Virgo. So Mercury is about communication. That's why we say double check movement and plans and communications of things and technology and how we're receiving information, how we're speaking information, how we are reading information, how we are storing information, all those things. So there's a slowdown to slow down within those times of choices, decisions with contracts, with how we are communicating, how we are thinking, how we are receiving. So that beautiful opportunity, that Mercury retrograde not always, it does get a bad rap, right? It shouldn't. None of the retrograde should. There are beautiful opportunities. It's just, we kind of grumble a little bit when things get stagnant or lost or delayed in Mercury retrograde. So that's that extra, you need to slow down, right? Slow down. And I think those are the main things I wanted to talk to you about: the energetics, about the planets, about the numbers. And so we're going to get into our cards now. The theme and energetics of this month, supporting us collectively. With all my card readings, I always put the cards I use, I list them in the description in case anything is inviting to you that you're like, oh, what is that deck that's really speaking to me? I want to get into my own collection. It's always listed into the description for you in the order that I use the cards. Remember, the readings are general for the collective. Take what resonates with you and what doesn't, release that. You know what feels right for you. You know what resonates, right? And so be open and just allow yourself to be here with the reading, see how it navigates within you. I always like to hear from you guys too with comments like how the month is going, how the reading was feeling, what kind of clarity it gave you, focus, direction, all of those things. So let's get with our theme. The other thing, if you guys don't do this yourself, I highly recommend that you do these card readings for yourself. Even if it's some cards, just themes or guidance to work with for yourself directly for the month. And then you get to see how you're supported. So card readings like this, we're divining. We're connecting with spirit. We're connecting with source to see what support and guidance and information that is there for us. I'm going to pull some theme cards for us for the month of January. And that one wants to come out. I feel like I'm going to grab another one to go with that for January 2022, if we can believe that. Collectively guiding cards. Few wants to come out, so I'm going to take both. So jeweled web connectivity and straddling worlds. So I would say this was a bonus, like just want a little bit of information because I wasn't even fully, I was just starting to shuffle and it just kind of flew out. So jeweled web, I really get that message that, you know, remember that we are connected. I mean, it's really important. We've been talking about this. We see messages that we're, you know, you're not alone. There's lots going on. Find your people. Lots of things are shifting with friendships, relationships of all kind. But there's new connections, new people that are there. Maybe I'm hearing people even from the past, with especially with Venus being retrograde. Don't be surprised if you haven't even noticed it yet. The people from your past start showing up. And so these may be people that, you know, have done certain growing and on their journey, just like you have, they're coming back in as new connections, refreshed, renew. And they could also just be messengers to help you move you along the way. So this straddling the worlds, which really feels like our solid card for this, straddling the worlds, wandering between the realms. Wandering between the realms. You know, appropriate as we're moving from one year to the next, right? There is this letting go. It takes a bit of time for us, a shift out of old energy as we're moving into new. And this is a bigger theme because we really are being asked, what is the world we want? Right? Some people are really holding death grip, blinders, rose-colored glasses, I hear, onto the old. And it's probably going to be a little more painful for those individuals. As I'm hearing these messages, as I'm saying this, a little more painful, a little more discomfort, maybe extreme more discomfort. To those that are really holding on and not moving and shifting, because we are shifting in, going into just a new year, guys. We are shifting into a whole other timeline, way of being. We are in a pivotal time here. So there is this moving this process, which is a beautiful card for us. There's this process of the shifting, the between. We don't know yet where we're going, what it's going to look like. It's all fresh and new. And we have the beautiful gift of making it fresh and new like we've never done before in past times of our own lives, but past times beyond this particular life for us. So we are in this traveling of worlds. Get another theme card for us for January 2020. I mean, I smell like every time I say 2022, I said 2020, didn't I? 2022. I'm like, my brain is like, did I say that? It's the 2022, and yeah, I think you guys know. So we're going to 22. So maybe we'll just get out of just saying years. I mean, it's all breaking away. Who isn't a little, what day is it? What month is it? We kind of feel that way a lot, right? So as we move into January, theme card to support the collective, please. So nothing will come of this situation void of course moon. Something that I'm hearing something that we may be putting too much energy and thoughts and worries, and so nothing's going to come of it. It's going to be neutralized. It's going to bypass us. There's a few things of what that could look and feel like collectively for us in different ways. But the message I'm hearing behind this is watch how you may be thinking and feeling and getting too worried and putting too much like fear into something that we've been navigating a lot in the last almost 2 years now. Shift your energy, allow things to neutralize and move past, or just dissolve, not even move past this, but dissolve. Be careful of putting too much energy to something when nothing's going to happen. We have lots of things that are happening, but don't add energetically, mentally into things that don't need to happen, that we don't have to process through. And you get to choose what those are. I'm hearing close misses, meaning I'm getting the imagery of this may not be as funny as I don't let it freak you out when I say this, but like, you know, I think of those movies that the asteroids coming towards planet Earth, which we kind of energetically feel like there's some kind of things like that, but that it misses. We get built up about a fear, something that's actually not going to actually affect us, and people can just fire up things. So watch, I'm hearing like also just watch other people that are around you and how they may be firing up things that nothing needs to come of a situation. And then I get the Merkabah Activation, transcendent ascension, and you are rising up. Let's see if that would focus. It's a beautiful card. This is from Kyle Gray's new deck. So there is a rising, there is an expansion, there's an upgrading. We are transcending. We really can be. And I think with this energy of January, what I'm hearing is the fact that we get to also choose where we want to be going, what our life wants to be, a direction of our path, our fine-tuning of relationships, relationship with ourselves, that there is a activation that's supporting us as we move through January itself. Our latest cards. Let me just move everything around. So straddling the world, nothing's going to come of the situation, and upgrade the Merkabah activation, which is a very powerful activation. I hope that you guys know what the Merkabah is. If you don't, Google that. And there's great visuals and meditations and that out there to be working with the Merkabah. And so there is us moving between the worlds, getting into something new, not overrunning and stepping into too much chatter and things that may not even come. Don't build something in front of you. Don't place new obstacles in front of you, because what we want to be doing is clearing our way and moving to where we want to be going. And there's this beautiful supportive energy happening for us. So let's go into a bit of a theme for us. I'm going to use tarot now as we're going to go through a theme. That was the overall theme, but I mean, like guiding tarot, what we're moving from, a bit more of a story here, a little bit more depth and clarity into these high card themes here. What are we moving from? What are we working on, and where are we going? So 3 cards going to be asking here collectively for January. What is it? What's the more clarity here of things that we are moving from? 6 of Swords. What are we going to be navigating? It's at the heart of January for us. The heart of January. 4 of Wands. It's a portal. I always think 4 of Wands, I always see portal energy. Celebration of movement. We always kind of feel that starting the new year. New hope. Keep the hope alive this year. Whatever you're wanting it, build it, feel it. And where are we going? Where are we being taken? To the 9 of Pentacles. So beautiful. So the 9 of Pentacles, being in your energy, being self-assured, picking and choosing what you want. Almost the full 10 of Pentacles, the completion, but you're solid in self. So let's go to the first card here. We have this, the 6 of Swords. 6, there's their 6 there working with us and moving forward. But when we think of swords, swords is mine, right? A lot of thoughts, the things wanted to be moving forward for us. We're letting something go from the past. We may have to conquer certain things within ourselves to let the past go so we can move forward. We have to watch that we don't get too caught up in old mental communication kind of energies. These is what we're moving from. So we're moving it in. What's the essence here that we're in for January, which is that 4 of Wands. Wands, passion, fire, excitement, purpose, 4 new grounds, new stability. What are we laying in that brings us excitement, passion, inspires us? It's kind of what I was already saying, right, about the theme. So this is what we want to be essence of for January. And where we're going is that picking and choosing ourselves, the 9 of Pentacles, Pentacles of earth, earthly realms of wisdom that we embody and live through, very Capricorn energies there. We get to choose. We are pretty full and solid within ourselves, and this is where we're moving. This is where what we want. What will we choose? What will we grow? What is the medicine? What is the, this card, this is one of my favorite decks. You guys, if you follow me, you know this. This is the Light Seers deck. And, she's picking these different things. There's a lot of herbs that are hanging. There are a lot of abundance in this card. There is like her little pot, almost like a little cauldron-y kind of pot. What are you going to put in it? You get to choose. That's where you want to pick and choose and have the abundance and the options to create something new from yourself and your choices. That's awesome. Okay. what else did I say I was going to do? This is why when we do something new, we give a little jot down here. The Venus and the Mercury want some guidance there through those retrogrades. So I'm going to ask for support and guidance here. Light and dark, challenge, things we have to see and look at, and then what we're bringing in, the abundance, the light. Okay, so I'm going to do Venus first, since we're already in the retrograde. What is it that we need to see and navigate collectively with Venus being retrograde in Capricorn? We have the Tower. Right on the Tower. And what is the abundance? What is the light? The gift. Page of Cups. The Tower. There's a letting go. There's a collapsing of something that has to go. So something can be rebirthed. Venus, relationships, love. What needs to let go of? Relationships, all kind, whatever that may look like. Something has to be let go of. Something has to crumble. Right? So there's a rebirthing. There's something that's happening, crumbling. So we can move into this beautiful Page of Cups. A new offering from our heart. The cups are our emotions, right? Of the heart. They're how things move, how we feel with things. And the page is that new offer, that new beginning, the new possibilities. So we're going to be working with that Venus retrograde with what's collapsing, what is letting go. Something needs to be rebirthed so we can have a full cup, a fullness in our heart, a fullness that we can offer, something more full for ourselves, but also a new offering, an offering in whatever way that fills us up as we move forward into this new year. Now let's go into the Mercury retrograde. Apparently that one really wants to come out. So I'm going to take another card since I hadn't even started to ask the deck yet. What is the shadow? What we need to look at during this Mercury retrograde? And then what is the light? What is the gifts as we navigate and we look into the shadows? What is it? So there was one, like I said, that just wanted to flip right out. Queen of Wands. Beautiful, passionate card there. And then the card that I actually got to ask, what was the shadow? And that is Judgment here. So we are moving through wanting to, how do we navigate? How are we in our energy? How are we in the who we are, our fire, our essence? We have to go in and look at that and how we are embodying, I'm hearing, how we're communicating, how does that look and feel, along with this Judgment card. The how do we, it's funny, this card, she's playing a trumpet here. How do we bring this out? What form and medicine is there as within this Judgment card of how things move and flow? This card has a lot of movement and flow through to it. Let's see if it'll bounce there for you a little bit of clarity, not a lot. It's a rising energy, but how will we rise? What side of it that maybe in the darkness that we are in the lower energies? What in the darkness and the shadow side of a Queen of Wands do we sit with our own personal power, our own choice, the own acceptance for things and people? Looking there. And then the light of this is coming up, and it's the 10 of Swords. And so it's like a journey has done. If we're looking into those parts of ourselves and fine tuning, I'm hearing the Mercury retrograde is like a fine tuning of how we are embodying ourselves, our thoughts, the way we express ourselves, and how we judge or non-judge. Do we judge? How's the thought patterns? How do we communicate? And that this Ten of Swords is a releasing. It's the card that there's been a journey and the journey is done. It's been a challenging journey and you're at the end and you're ready to move on. You're ready to move to the next with this Ten of Swords. Heavier energy for sure it feels, though you would think, we have Tower. Some people will take that as quite a heavy energy, but I think we're in a lot of Tower energies anyhow. So it's just given us that tension over in the Venus retrograde. And the Mercury has a real question, a deep inquiring question within ourselves. I'm hearing, I'm getting the example of what you put out there, how, if you're in, business, and how you express to your clients or on social media with others, how do you really embody that? Is there a real truth and alignment? You need to look deeply of what it is. Is there integrity? Go in and look. Clean up certain things. Hear what you're really saying and putting out there. Fine tune anywhere that needs to be fine tuned. Wounds and things and hurts and stuff, heal those, because this is the light of moving through the Ten of Swords out of a hard journey. Where do you want to go? And I'm hearing, we've been on a hard journey these last almost 2 years. We're moving and shifting and growing so much. There's a lot of fear, there's a lot of anger, there's a hurt, there's the we don't freaking know. There's a lot of grieving. So we're growing though through it. And the question is in communication, right? Mercury about communication. How are we communicating with ourselves? What's that inner dialogue that's going on? Fine tune it so we can move forward in a more aligned way. We've learned a lot how we've said and done things, all of us, because things have been shifting so much. So what is true for you so you can move ahead in a different way, a higher way as we move through this retrograde. So February 3rd, Mercury will go direct. We have a bit of shadow period, as they say, for a couple of weeks afterwards. So it'll be a warming up. So there'll be a fine tuning of how we think and communicate. And then we want to go into the divine masculine and feminine. Move these cards up. So what is the divine masculine and feminine? What are they navigating? I like the light Seer deck so much that I actually own 2 decks now of it. I have the classic one of Chris Ann's, the original indie, and I got a backup, her Hay House one, because I use this deck so much. So we're going to use the decks here. This one, I always like to use it for the divine masculine. And then we're going to classic tarot of the feminine. So what is the light and dark? What is the divine masculine? And remember, so you can look at the divine feminine masculine a couple of different ways. Maybe you want to look at it both ways. We all have divine masculine and feminine in us, right? And we can also look at this in relationship and partnership, depending on what gender you're identifying with. So take what resonates with you, but I'm going to be laying these out as in the divine masculine within us and the divine feminine with us. What is those navigations for the Divine Feminine for 2022 for January. January. What is the shadow? And what is the light? Most times you would think these cards would come up reverse to what I just said. The shadow is the King of Wands. So I'm hearing like, how do you balance your passions, your movement forward on things? How do you navigate that? How well balanced is that? There's something there that wants your attention for January, at the navigation and movement on the action of something forward. What may need to be cleaned up and clear of what is true and a passion, which is perfect because, this is one of the main themes of this month, a fine tuning going in, and the masculine is but the action choices forward that we make, right? So there is the shadow side of this, meaning what we want to go in and look at, pause and really go in and look at. What is making you feel so alive? What is that fire within you? The light is the devil. Now, like I said, these almost feels like you would want to go the other way on these guys, but they're saying the light, the gift of doing this, of going in, is you will not be a puppet. This particular card, you see how he has like strings coming down, and there's like a person with their hands on their head bowing forward, like the puppet on a string. You will see through the illusions, any illusions. You will not be a puppet. You will know, you'll be in your power. There's also that choice and decision and empowerment in self. It's a decision point card in classic tarot. So you'll be stronger and know the light. You'll be able to face manipulations. Feeling like you're a puppet, I mean, it seems pretty freaking important that we navigate this into a light with everything going on in this world. So you will come out more stronger in navigations of this kind of energy, which I think we all need that, don't we? Yes, Roberta, yes, we do. So the Divine Feminine, these cards over to the side. Haven't used a classic tarot deck in a while. What is the Divine Feminine? What is the light and dark? The shadows that she needs to look at and go within and see for January. She's getting the Nine of Pentacles. We already had the Nine of Pentacles come up somewhere. Oh, the theme up there. That's where we're going. Right. Remember this one? That was the general theme. So Divine Feminine saying, getting, a beautiful, strong card, just like that Divine Masculine got. What is it you want? You got everything. So much is around you. So much is within you. Go within. Take a look. Go deeply. What is there that is true to you? What needs to leave? What are you going to bring with you, right? What are you going to choose? You have so much. Remember, you have so much. Have a moment, go within, look at what you have, what is within you, especially what is around you, what is of your life, because Pentacles, right, of earthly realms. So there's a look. I'm hearing go within to make sure you understand what you're grateful for, what's well and what's true for you in your life. And so what's the light? What's the movement forward and the blessing here for the Divine Feminine in January? Where's the light? Well, I would say the divine feminine's really echoing some other messages here. She gets the Ace of Cups. We already have a Page of Cups. So we got this offering, the new beginnings. They're happening, especially with the Venus energy with the Page of Cups. We have the Ace of Cups. Something is being offered. Something is there. Go within, know what you need and want and what you have. Let go of things that you don't, so you can make way, because something new is going to be presented, and something of the heart, of emotions, something that's overflowing and from spirit, from divine. This might be a beautiful gift that you don't see coming. So, but take it, be open and curious to receive. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I think those were the highlights I was hearing. So I'm just going to leave us with a general 2-card message. One for self-care, the Whispering Wood, since I got them out, and also an Animal Spirit deck, since I have that deck out. So let's go with the Animal Spirit. So I'm covering just guidance for the collective that's helping, guiding us, walking with us, remembering who we are, what we want, our strengths, what we want to make of this new year. What animal guidance and support here collectively that will walk with us and give us some support, guidance, and hope as we enter into the new year in January. And we have Cat, interdependent. You are a natural healer. Your intuition is strong. You don't have to go with the crowd, and life supports you in every way. Independent. I'm going to read this one again. You are a natural healer. Your intuition is strong. Trust yourself. You don't have to go with the crowd. Life supports you in every way. Have faith. Trust in yourself. You got this. And then just self-care. As we navigate through January, self-care. Little message from the Whispering Woods deck, which is just this cute little deck. Just a little card of nourishment, a little soul nourishment note, collectively for January. Teach. Inspire others and let nature be your greatest teacher. Nice deep breath on that one. Inspire others. Let nature be your greatest teacher. So be an inspiration. Go within. Get outside of nature, which will be the self-nurturing part, right? Ground yourself. You need to ground. We all need to ground even more than we ever probably have. We have so much energies that are opening up above for us. And therefore we need to remember the anchoring and nature, being outside, feeling the season, whatever your season is, wherever you're living, feeling the seasons, the natural rhythm, connecting to what is there, trees, the beauty, the wind, the elements, whatever it is. Let nature show you something. Let nature teach you, and let that move through you so that you can inspire what it does through you and for you. Let you then inspire that move through to inspire others. So guys, that's your January overview of energetics, of the numerology, of astrological, cosmic this and that that's going on, along with themes for us, little guidance for the Venus retrograde, the Mercury retrograde, the divine masculine, the divine feminine, and just a little bit of a touch of a love note there at the end for us. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know how this is feeling, how it's resonating. If you guys want to go deeper with astrology, soul astrology, I have my foundations course is starting on January 11th again. Yay! And we really dive into your natal chart, and we dive into the planets and the houses and what your natal chart is saying about you. What did you come in that is gifts? How do you communicate? What is your Venus? What is your Mercury? How are you navigating through these times and through the month and everything else? So if you're interested in that, you can go over to my website. I'll put the links into the description too. And I hope you guys have a beautiful, abundant month of January, and a month that helps you just know where you're going. Know where you're going, what is true for you now. May you set your course that is aligned with your soul being and what is true for you. May you have gentleness and peace and harmony as there's things that you're letting go of, but may the inspiration, the people, the joy of everything, that where you are going, where you're dreaming and what is who you truly are, may there be support as you navigate through the rest of this year into the full new year. May it carry you through into a beautiful, beautiful new year for yourself. So until next time, thanks so much, guys.